Om Agyana Timirandasya
Om Ajnana Timirandhyasya
Janan Jana Chalakaya
Dhyana Jana Chalankya Sa Chakur
Militam Yena
Umilitam Yena
Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha.
Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisance unto him. Mantra prayers to A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. Om Namo Vishnu Pradaya Krishna Preshtata
You said Om Namo, it should be Namo.
Nama Om Vishnu Pradaya Krishna Preshtataya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Guru Gauravani Pracharini Nirishesha Shuyavadi Praschatya Desha Tarini. I offer my respectful obeisance unto His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna. Having taken shelter at His lotus feet, our respectful obeisance unto you, O spiritual master, servant of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami. You are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Deva and delivering to Western countries which are filled with impersonalism and voiceism. Panchatattva Mantra. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vranda. I offer my obeisance to Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasa and all others in the line of devotion. Maha Mantra. Om means great and Mantra means scattered chant for deliverance. Of all mantras in Vedas, one is called the Maha Mantra, O great mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The word Hare pronounced Hare, Krishna pronounced Krishna, and Rama rhymes with Dharma as Sanskrit words. Hare is an address to God's energy known as Radha, and Krishna is name of God, meaning he who attractive to everyone. Rama means one who gives pleasure and enjoys life. Who chanted the Maha Mantra is a petition to God. O Krishna, O energy of Krishna, please engage me in your service. Hare Krishna.
Okay. So now we recap. Okay. Now we recap how to read the Bhagavad Gita. Remember when we started level 1, there were some things which were advised. So we reread these things because we are, one of the 4 defects is we tend to forget. So we should reread again. So the first thing is, if you read every day 2 verses, you can complete the Gita within 1 year. If you read 4 verses every day, you can complete the Gita in 6 months. Even if you don't understand, keep on reading, don't stop. You can always ask me, and you must read the purport with the verses to understand a bit better. If you have a person well Gita guiding you, it is fairly easy to understand. Otherwise, you may get the wrong understanding or maybe give up reading. So you need a mentor or a guru. So you can ask questions even if it makes you feel look bad. It is better to be a fool for a day than to be a fool for a lifetime. Because if you don't ask and you don't look a bit silly, of course the guru won't think that way, but sometimes we think that we will look silly asking and we show our ignorance. But it's better to ask, and then in the future you will know exactly. Otherwise you might just not ask this, and then next time don't ask, the third time don't ask, in the end you don't understand Gita and you give up. Okay. This is the most important book in the world. It contains all the information of how to live your life, how to stop the cycle of birth and death, and be in the spiritual world after death. The spiritual world is a very pleasant place without unhappiness. It is a compulsory scripture for all Hindus interested to not take another rebirth in this material world. If everyone, including non-Hindus, read the Bhagavad Gita and follow it, there will be peace in the world. Because this Gita actually is the book that makes everyone be a nice person. And if everybody in the world is nice, definitely there'll be peace, you know. Bhagavad Gita is unique. It is Shruti and Smriti. Shruti means Lord gives the scripture like the Vedas. And here Krishna is giving direct instructions to us. So Smriti is advanced sages have recorded the spiritual pastimes and instructions like Ramayana and Mahabharata. So Bhagavad Gita is written by somebody, but it is the Lord directly giving the instructions. So it is more Shruti than Smriti. So before reading Bhagavad Gita, we should chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 3 times. Once you complete reading the Bhagavad Gita, you should encourage others to read also. In this way, the full mercy of Bhagavad Gita will be for you, and you will get the blessings from Krishna. So this is actually very important. If you see, if you read the Bhagavad Gita, you're reading the Bhagavad Gita. If you want to be a very good in Bhagavad Gita, you should teach to somebody, and by wanting to teach to somebody, you will have to do more research, and then you can explain. So in this way, the best way to become a good recipient, good remembrance or a good understanding of the subject is to teach to somebody. Then you will get actually some questions also, and then you will say, oh, really? Yeah? Something like that.
Prabhuji, sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
Whatever you are reading now, where are you reading from? Is it from the book or you have somewhere written?
In level 1, I have sent to you the introduction.
Oh, it's there. Okay, fine. Then
Okay.
I'll check.
So
Thank you.
I just recap, because in the level 1, I sent you chapter 1, notes on chapter 1 and introduction. So if you don't have, I can always send again. Okay, the best.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Bhagavad Gita is the Bhagavad Gita by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, because he gives you word-to-word translation, and then the translation, and then again the explanation. So in this way, you will understand it better, and also you can check whether what the translation from Sanskrit to English is it correct or not. Otherwise, some people will have their own interpretation and they will not give you the proper translation. So I bless all of you and pray for all of you to learn the Gita. Just by trying to learn is also very important. So in this way, we all should become good in Bhagavad Gita, and we should also preach to others. Okay, that's important. Okay, so we're starting on observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, chapter 1. I hope everyone has the Bhagavad Gita because we're going to read the full. Okay. This is Gita Gyan Laboratory. This is we pray to the Lordship Shri 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 Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. This is Krishna on right. On the left is Balaram, and in the center is the sister Subhadra. And we chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We have already done this. So we also get the blessings of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, a founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness, so that we can understand the Gita nicely and be a good leader. Okay, the subject matters of Bhagavad Gita is talking about Ishvara. Ishvara means Krishna. It's also talking about Jiva. Jiva means the soul. It's also talking about karma. Karma, you know, you do good, you get good. And it's also talking about Prakriti, the modes, the material nature. And it's also talking about time. Time is so these are the 5 main topics. But of course, you must understand it is in the main topics, but you will have about the jiva, how the jiva is in a mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. All these come under jiva. So it is, if we cannot just say it's talking about the soul, it's talking about everything regarding soul. You cannot only say it's talking about Krishna. It's talking about everything, how Krishna is interaction with how Krishna manifests the material nature and how it will destroy the material nature, how the souls are born into it, how the things are all. So anyway, this is, I don't want to speak on this now because later in the other chapters we will be speaking on this. Okay, so we go because I got other things to also help to give you knowledge on. So if we talk on this, the whole time will go very fast. Okay, Spirit of Bhagavad Gita. Who would like to read this? Volunteer?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prima.
Hi, is it okay if I read?
Yes, yes, I am very happy. Please read.
The spirit of Bhagavad Gita. If we want to take a particular medicine, then we have to follow the directions written on the label. We cannot take the medicine according to our own whim or the direction of a friend. It must be taken according to the directions on the label or the directions given by a physician. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita should be taken or accepted as it is, directed by the speaker himself. Thank you.
Okay, can you speak something about this medicine and all that? You're quite well versed in this. What is the danger if we don't follow what is written in the medicine?
Well, of course, if you take medication without adhering to the dosage or the timing of the medication as given by the physician, by the doctor. There will be different side effects, adverse effects on the liver and the kidney, on the organs in the body. It's very dangerous. It can even be life-threatening. And if you, it depends on the dose. You can overtake, undertake, and the efficacy of the medication will not be there. In fact, it will be hazardous to the body.
Thank you. So same way
Thank you.
in the Gita, if you take the Gita and you twist the words of Krishna, instead of becoming liberated and going back to the spiritual world, you will become demoniac and you will actually do a lot of harm to yourself and to the society. So in this way, we should be very careful to follow as per how Krishna wanted us to understand. Okay, so in this way we can, if we do it correctly, we will definitely not come back this next life to this world. But if we come back next life, at least you desire to progress, carry on your progress in your next life. You know. Okay. Who would like to read this? Kavita, you like to read this?
Okay, Prabhu, I'll do. Okay. Understanding of Gita. He tells Arjuna that he is relating the supreme secret to him because Arjuna is his devotee and his friend. The purport of this is that Bhagavad Gita is a treatise which is especially meant for the devotee of the Lord. There are three classes of transcendentalists, namely the jnanis, the yogi, and the bhakta, or the impersonalist, the meditator, and the devotee. Here, the Lord clearly tells Arjuna that he is making him the first receiver of a new parampara, disciplic succession, because the old succession was broken. It was the Lord's wish, therefore, to establish another parampara in the same line of thoughts that was coming down from the sun god to others, and it was his wish that his teaching be distributed anew by Arjuna. He wanted Arjuna to become the authority in understanding the Bhagavad Gita. So, we see that Bhagavad Gita is instructed to Arjuna, especially because Arjuna was a devotee of the Lord, a direct student of Krishna, and his intimate friend. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita is best understood by a person who has qualities similar to Arjuna's. Introduction to Bhagavad Gita as it is.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. So you see, we are, Krishna wanted to give the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. He also wanted to give to us. So he wanted Arjuna to be the authority in understanding Gita. So we also should be authority. We should be understanding Gita nicely. And if we understand Gita nicely, we can be a good devotee of the Lord. We can be a good student of Krishna, and we can be his intimate friend. Or if you want the other rasas, there are other rasas like parental and lover style of. So in this way, if we are following Arjuna's footsteps, then we will have qualities similar to Arjuna. So in this way, we will be successful. So observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Okay, who would like to read this?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
I will read. Datarashtra Uvacha Dharma Kshetra Kurukshetra Samaveta Yuyutsava Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kim Akurvata Sanjaya. Datarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we can understand that actually Sanjaya was there. Remember level 1? Sanjaya was there. He was given the special mercy that he can see what is in the battlefield, and he's relating to the Dhritarashtra who is the father of Duryodhan and the Kauravas, the 100 Kauravas. So he wanted to know what is happening. As the father, of course, he wants to know. This is normal. So in this way, there's one thing very interesting about this place. Assembled in the place of pilgrimage. Kurukshetra is the place where they were, Kurukshetra. And it is the place of pilgrimage. If anything is happening in a place of pilgrimage, the person who is on the right side will definitely be more favored than the person on the wrong side. Supposing a person does something wrong in Kurukshetra, which is a holy place, his karma and his ability to actually perform the bad things that he wants to do is very much minimized. On the other hand, a person who is wanting to do the correct thing, like Arjuna and the Pandavas, they wanted to do a correct thing. So the place is a place of pilgrimage. That means the odds will go in their favor. Even though the Arjuna's, Pandavas, their army was smaller than Kauravas, but still it is actually in favor. So in a way, it shows that the people who are fighting on the right side will definitely, most likely, be winning. So there's a hint already in this first verse of Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So now verse number 2. Who would like to read? Just the English from Bhagavad Gita. Anyone has the Bhagavad
May I?
Yeah. You read 2 and
Sanjay,
2 and 3.
2 and 3. Okay. Sanjaya said, O king, after looking up over the army arranged in military formation by the sons of Pandu, King Duryodhana went to his teacher and spoke the following words. O my teacher, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupada. Thank you.
Thank you. So here, Duryodhan is trying to glorify the Pandu army. Here you can see the great army of the sons of Pandu. He's trying to look like a very great person. I am a very great person. I am praising the person who is fighting against me. So this is what Duryodhan is actually a great politician and a very expert. So he is trying to tell his teacher. Who is his teacher? Dronacharya. Dronacharya is the teacher for both the Kauravas and the Pandavas. But he loved the Pandavas more than the Kauravas. So this Duryodhan is a politician. He understands that Dronacharya, even though he's on his side, he has love for the Pandavas. So that he's talking nicely about the Pandavas. He's trying to talk nicely. Okay, so now who would like to read 4 and 5? Kanawali?
Yes, Prabhuji.
You have
4 and 5. Huh? Okay, here in this army are many perfect, however, equal in fighting to Bhima and Arjuna, great fighters like Yuyudhana, Bharata, and Drupada. Text 5. There are also great heroic, powerful figures like Drashtaketu, Chekitana, Kasi Raja, Purujit, Kunti Boja, and Saibya.
So Duryodhana is keep on telling about the 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 army of the Pandavas. So Bhima and Arjuna are one of the great fighters, and then the other names are also spoken. They are all powerful fighters in the sight of Arjuna. Who would like to read 6 and 7?
Prabhu, can I read it?
Yeah, just the English.
For 6 and 7, right?
Yeah.
They are the mighty Yudamanyu, the very powerful Uttamalja, the son of Subhatra, and the sons of Draupadi. All these warriors are great chariot fighters. Text number 7. But for your information, O best of the Brahmanas, let me tell you about the captains who are especially qualified to lead my military force. Thank you.
Thank you. So he's talking about still about the powerful side of the Pandavas. Then after that, he said, okay, I've already told you the great warriors of the Pandavas. Now let us talk about our great warriors. So now he's going to talk about the side that he has, the great warriors. Okay, who would like to read 8, 9, and 10?
I will, Prabhu.
Yes, please.
Okay. 8, 9. There are personalities like you, Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, Aswatthama, Vikarna, and the sons of Somadatta, called Burishwara, who are always victorious in battle. There are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. All of them are well equipped with different kind of weapons and all are experienced in military science. Our strength is immeasurable and we are perfectly protected by grandfather Bhishma, whereas the strength of the Pandavas, carefully protected by Bhima, is limited.
Yeah. So he is now telling his guru Dronacharya that our side, although the Pandava side are very strong, but our side is also very strong. And he gave, like you are the one who was with us. Bhishma is there, Karna, all these names he has given. You know, they are all very strong warriors. And he says, there are many other heroes prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. Look at his ego. All of them are well equipped with different weapons and experience. All my side have, actually he has a bigger army. And he's not talking about the army, the side which he has. And he's saying, our strength is immeasurable, perfectly protected by Bhishma, whereas strength of Pandavas carefully protected by Bhima is limited. So he's talking now that our side is very strong. He is very proud. So now, what can you understand from this? Okay, we'll read another 2-3 verses before I explain this. Who would like to read the next 11, 12, and 13? Volunteer? Emma?
Yeah, okay, Prabhu, I'll read.
Yeah.
11, 12, 13, right?
Yes.
Okay. All of you must now give full support to Grandfather Bhishma as you stand at your respective strategic points of entrance into the phalanx of the army. Then Bhishma, the great valiant grandsire of the Kuru dynasty, the grandfather of the fighters, blew his conch shell very loudly, making a sound like the roar of a lion, giving Duryodhana joy. After that, the conch shells, drums, bugles, trumpets, and horns were all suddenly sounded, and the combined sound was tumultuous.
Okay, so okay, so now what can be which personality did Duryodhan miss out, which is on the Pandava side? Anyone can?
Krishna.
Pardon?
Krishna.
Krishna.
Yes, you see, he missed out the most important person on the Pandava side, which is Krishna. So he has an ego. Duryodhan has an ego. Whenever you want to do something, don't have an ego. It makes you blind. So he actually, the guru is very, Dronacharya is more intelligent than Duryodhan. Duryodhan learned his skills from Dronacharya, and then he is telling to his guru about the Pandava side and our side is all actually because of his ego. Don't you understand that the guru will definitely know, is smarter than him? He should actually, instead of telling his guru, he should ask his guru, Guruji, please explain to us the other side, how powerful they are, our side, how powerful they are. I would like to learn. Instead of inquiring from him, he is telling his guru as if he knows better. This type of a leader will definitely lead to the downfall. So in this way, we can understand that Duryodhan will definitely lose the war. And then another thing he says, these heroes are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. And then what actually Duryodhan said is, they are willing to die for me. So in a way, indirectly he's hinting they will die. You know, it's become a negative. He's already telling that they will die for him. So in this way, again, it's a bit silly of him. And then you see, Duryodhan always making mistakes after mistakes. First mistake is he started this war. He should understand that there's a big mistake he's doing. Second mistake is, instead of taking Krishna, he took the army of Krishna. And that is another mistake he did. Of course, he was not given the choice. Arjuna was given, but he thought if he was given the choice, he would have taken the army of Krishna instead of Krishna. And you know, when Krishna, now they are all blowing their conch shells, right? So we come to a recap. Dronacharya actually had a political quarrel with King Draupada, who was defeated by Arjuna. This Draupada is a king. He was defeated by Arjuna. So after being defeated, he did a yagya, fire sacrifice, and he got Draupadi and Yudhishthira to kill Dronacharya. So Dronacharya, he was wanting to kill Dronacharya because Dronacharya was the one who took 1 minute, let me come back to you on this exact thing. Dronacharya was, Arjuna defeats Draupada. He takes half the kingdom and gives it back. Total kingdom belongs to Drona. Or Drona becomes compassionate and he gives half to Draupada as a charity. This is very insulting to Yamuna. Drupada is hurt. He performs austerity to kill Dronacharya. Draupadi was born out of sacrificial fire from performed by for killing Dronacharya. So Drupada had a quarrel with Dronacharya, and he wanted to kill Dronacharya. So he did a fire sacrifice, and out of the fire sacrifice came Draupadi. And Draupadi also he had another Drishta Yamuna. Drishta Yamuna also came out. So he goes to Drona and asks him to teach his secret to Drishta Yamuna. Drishta Yamuna, even though Drishta Yamuna is actually going to is born to kill Dronacharya, still Dronacharya allowed him to gave him the secrets of fighting. So he was actually also affectionate towards his favorite disciple Arjuna. So in this way, Dronacharya was actually equipoised. He did not see who is correct or wrong. He just anyway give the secret. Whoever is qualified, he taught the secrets. This is all actually in Mahabharata. So it's actually a long story. So anyway, it's a long story. So anyway, Dronacharya was there, and he's actually a very he was a guru for both the Pandavas and the Kauravas. So now the signs of victory for the Pandavas is Krishna's presence, and Lakshmi, goddess of fortune, is with Krishna, because with Vishnu there is Lakshmi. So the goddess of fortune is with Krishna. Krishna and Vishnu is the same. So goddess of fortune is with Krishna. Third thing is there is Hanuman on the flag. There is Hanuman on the flag of the chariot of Arjuna. So in this way, the victory, Hanuman is always a pure servant of Lord Ram, and wherever there's Hanuman, there is always victory. And the conch shell is a symbol of Lord Vishnu. Later we'll read in the Bhagavad Gita about how Krishna blew his conch shell. It's a transit, and in the fighting is in Kurukshetra, which is a holy place. The transcendental conch shell of Krishna was blown. Bhishma blew the conch shell to pacify Duryodhana, but actually his conch shell was very insignificant to Krishna's conch shell. And then Agni Dev is a fire god, had given the chariot to Arjuna. And when the conch shells were blown, there was a shattering of the hearts of the Kauravas. So we will read after this. Okay, someone can read 14, 15, and 16. Volunteer?
Prabhu, I will read 14.
Yes, please. 14, 15, 16, 3 verses, just English.
Okay, text 14. On the other side, both Lord Krishna and Arjuna, stationed on a great chariot drawn by white horses, sounded their transcendental conch shells. Text 15. Then Lord Krishna blew his conch shell called Panchajanya. Arjuna blew his, the Devadatta, and Bhima, the vicious eater and performer of Herculean task, blew his terrific conch shell called Poundram. Text 16. King Yudhishthira, the son of Kunti, blew his conch shell, the Ananda Vijaya, and Nagula and Sahadeva blew the Suksona and Manipushpaka. That great archer, the king of Kashi, the great fighter Shikandi, Distudyuman, Viratna, and the unconquerable Satyakai Draupada, the son of Draupadi, and the others, O king, such as the son of Subhatra, greatly armed, all blew their respective conch shells. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So you can see, okay, who would like to read 19, 20, 21? Who hasn't read?
I read Prabhu.
Yes, please.
19.
19, 20, 21.
Okay. The blowing of these different conch shells become uproarious, vibrating both in the sky and on the earth. It shattered the hearts of the son of Dharatarashtra.
Yudhishthira.
Sorry, come again.
Yudhishthira.
Dhritarashtra.
Yeah, correct. Dhritarashtra.
Okay.
Okay.
Dhritarashtra.
Never mind, it's okay.
At the time, Arjuna, the son of Pandu, seated in the chariot, bearing the flag marked with Hanuman, took up his bow and prepared to shoot his arrows. O king, after looking at the son of Dhritarashtra, drawn in the military array, Arjuna then spoke to Lord Krishna these words. Arjuna said, O infallible one, please draw my chariot between the two armies so that I may see those driven here, who desire to fight and with whom I must contend in this great trial of arms.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you can see, you can see there was Agni Deva's chariot.
Sorry, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Kurukshetra is meaning what?
Pardon?
Kurukshetra.
Is
meaning?
Is what?
Meaning of a Kurukshetra.
It's a place.
Place.
In India, there's a place, Kurukshetra. I'm going to give you the story of Kurukshetra at the end of the class.
Okay.
Okay, I'll explain to you about the story behind Kurukshetra, because I want to read the verses first and go the flow first before we go to the other. Otherwise, you might get distracted. Okay, so the shattering of the hearts of the Kauravas was there. And also, you can see that the other names which Duryodhan did not, some of the names which Duryodhan did not tell are also mentioned here. So actually, there are more great warriors on the Pandava side than the Kaurava side. But the army is larger in the Kaurava side. Okay. So now we were reading just now. So when Krishna blew his conch shell, it shattered the hearts of the son of Dhritarashtra. Another indication of who is going to win the war. And also, next one. He says, Arjuna says, O infallible one, please draw my chariot. Infallible. Krishna is spoke as an infallible person who cannot be defeated. So another instance that Krishna will go into, that Pandavas are going to win the war. You know, so it is a sign of victory for the Pandus. And also infallible also means the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Only Krishna is infallible. Only the Supreme Lord is infallible. We are all fallible. And then he's asking, can you please draw our chariot between the two armies so I may see who is present here to fight, to desire to fight, and with whom I must contend this great trial of arms. Trial of arms means war. So Arjuna asked the chariot to be drawn, but Krishna could have refused because he's the Lord. He knows that Arjuna is going to become disheartened. He can say, oh no, Arjuna, we don't go to the center, let's start and fight. Because as you can see earlier, Arjuna was already ready to start the war. He was already pulling his bow and putting the arrows in. So he did this, Krishna did this because Bhagavad Gita needed to be spoken. And it is for our benefit and for Arjuna's benefit. And Arjuna needed to be instructed in spiritual science. If he was not instructed to be in the spiritual science, he will not become qualified in pure devotional service. So in this way, Krishna, when Arjuna said, please bring the chariot in front, in the middle, I want to see who I have to fight with. Krishna says, fine, very good. Because Krishna wanted to give instructions to Arjuna so that he can become a pure devotee. So same way, Krishna is giving us the instruction so we can become a pure devotee. I don't know how pure we'll be, but anyway, at least we become on a very high level of purity. Okay? So, in a battle, when the confidence is lost, definitely the war is lost. So anyway, we'll proceed to the next one. Okay, this one I'll read later. We'll come back to this later. We have to read about it. Okay. Someone can read 23, 24, 25. Who hasn't read yet?
Prabhu, I read, Prabhu.
Yes, please.
23, 24, 25, is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me see those who have come here to fight, wishing to please the evil-minded son of Dhritarashtra. Sanjaya said, O descendant of Bharata, being thus addressed by Arjun, Lord Krishna drew up the fine chariot in the midst of the armies of both parties. In the presence of Bhishma, Drona, and all other chieftains of the world, Rishikesh, the Lord said, just behold, Partha, all the Kurus who are assembled here.
Thank you.
Krishna.
So Krishna is telling in Arjuna, please look at the people who are wanting to, you have to fight with. Instead of trying to make him hide him, Krishna is saying, see. Okay, so we proceed. 25 you have done. 26, 27, 28. Yadu Priya, you want to read? Are you there? Who hasn't read? Yadu Priya, are you there? He's there, but he's not read. Okay, anyone else haven't read yet? Who haven't read? Viji, you can read?
Sorry.
Viji?
Yes.
26, 27, and 28. Can you read that English?
Okay. Thank you. Sorry. Uh, there Arjuna could see, within the midst of the armies of both parties, his fathers, grandfathers, teachers, maternal uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, friends, and also his fathers-in-law and well-wishers. When the son of Kunti, Arjuna, saw all these different grades of friends and relatives, he became overwhelmed with compassion and spoke thus. Arjuna said, "My dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives present before me in such a fighting spirit, I feel the limbs of my body quivering and my mouth drying up." Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, then who would like to read 29, 30, 31?
I will read, Prabhu. Text 29. My whole body is trembling and my hair is standing on the end. My bow, Gandhiva, is slipping from my hand and my skin is burning. Text 30. I am now unable to stand here any longer. I'm forgetting myself and my mind is reeling. I foresee only evil, O killer of the Keshi demon. Text 31. I do not see how any good can come from killing my own kinsman in this battle, nor can I, my dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom, or happiness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so far you understand Arjuna is speaking about his misgivings, right? Okay, then who would like to read the next verse, 32 to 35? Who hasn't read?
Hare Krishna, I can read again if it's okay.
Yeah, you can read. You haven't read, but you only read the first part. Okay.
Okay.
You read.
O Govinda, of what avail to us are kingdoms, happiness, or even life itself, when all those for whom we may desire them are now arrayed in this battlefield? O Madhusudans, when teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, maternal uncles, father-in-laws, grandsons, brothers-in-law, and all relatives are ready to give up their lives and properties and are standing before me, then why should I wish to kill them, though I may survive? O maintainer of all creatures, I am not prepared to fight with them, even in exchange for the three worlds, let alone this earth.
So what pleasure will we derive from killing the sons of Dhritarashtra? Okay, so here Arjuna is saying that he has compassion for his friends and relatives. To enjoy life, you need to have friends and relatives. Now you're going to kill your friends and relatives. How are you going to enjoy life? So you're going to fight. What's the point of fighting, right? So this is one of the things that Arjuna is saying. Second thing is, we will be having sinful reaction. If we kill our relatives and family, won't we get, even our friends, won't we get sin? Arjuna is telling Krishna. And then he's also saying, we haven't come to that part yet. Huh? So we'll come to that part, then we'll speak. So Arjuna is saying that he has to fight with the grandfather Bhishma and Somadatta. They are like grandfathers to them. He has to fight the father like Burushrava. It's like a father to him. He has to fight his teachers, Dronacharya and Kripacharya. He has to fight with his well-wishers, people who love him. Varma. He has to fight with his friend. Ashwatthama is his friend. He has to fight with people like his sons, the sons of his brother or whatever. Lakshmana, he has to fight. And then he has to fight with people like his brother Duryodhan. So he said, what is this? And so he was actually losing confidence. If in the battle, if you lose the confidence, then your battle is lost. So in 132 to 135, Arjuna is not, he says that he is not prepared to fight in exchange for the three worlds. Now this is a very powerful thing that that Arjuna is saying. He said, even if I got the earth, if I get the whole earth, even if I get the three worlds, I still don't think it's worth it. So in a way, he's saying, I will not compromise my Krishna consciousness in exchange for the three worlds. So then in this way, you are actually in the right frame of mind. If you are willing to do evil in exchange for the three worlds, and the three worlds are temporary, they are material. When you die, you have to give them up. So in this way, if you want to be a real Krishna conscious person, you will not do wrong. You will not do wrong in exchange for material benefit. So this is a very important point in the Bhagavad Gita. If you really look at it, Arjuna says, what to say about this world? I am not even prepared to exchange for the three worlds. What pleasure will I get? I will not get any pleasure. So this is the point that Arjuna is telling Krishna. That's why he's okay. So someone can read 36, 37, and 38. Who hasn't read?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I'll do it.
Yes, please.
36 until 37.
36, 37, 38. Yeah.
Sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain, O Krishna, husband of the goddess of fortune? And how could we be happy by killing our own kinsmen? 37, 38. O Janardana, although these men, overtaken by greed, see no fault in killing one's family or quarreling with friends, why should we, with knowledge of the sin, engage in these acts? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is also a very good point in spiritual life. He says that sin will overcome us. We are killing our family, our friends. And then he's telling Krishna, you are the husband of the goddess of fortune. So we can understand that Krishna and Vishnu are the same. Goddess of fortune is with Vishnu, right? So Krishna, husband of the goddess of fortune. So we know from the fact already that Krishna is the supreme Lord from this point. And again, he said, how can we be happy by killing our kinsmen? This is not very good. And then he says, even though our kinsmen are doing wrong, does not mean we also do wrong. We should be above. We should be above them. We should not do wrong. If they are doing wrong, it is their problem. But we should not be doing wrong. We should do the right thing. So in this way, this is another point again, that even if somebody else does something wrong, doesn't mean that you also do wrong. Recently in South Africa, there were riots. In South Africa, most of the business people, the traders are Indian people. So anyway, in this one part of Durban, this suddenly the Black Africans in South Africa, they went on riot. They went around looting the shops, taking whatever they can, and burning the shops. So they all took fridges. They all took so many things out. And then one reporter asked one lady, oh, you know that this is like stealing? She said, yes. Then do you steal? She said, no. Then why you take this thing? He said, everyone was stealing, so I also steal. So, this is a crazy, everyone is doing, you also do. So you cannot do like that. If someone is doing wrong, doesn't mean you also do wrong. This is wrong. Okay? So, okay, who would like to read the next 39, 40?
I will read, Prabhu.
39, 40, 41.
Text 39. With the destruction of the dynasty, the eternal family tradition is vanquished, and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in irreligion. When irreligion is prominent in the family, O Krishna, the women of the family become polluted, and from the degradation of womanhood, O descendant of Varsi, comes unwanted progeny. Text 41. An increase of unwanted population certainly causes hellish life for both the family and for those who destroy the family tradition. The ancestors of such corrupt families fall down because the performance for offering them food and water are entirely stopped. Hare Krishna.
So then again, Arjuna is telling, if I destroy this as the man, then the family will be without husband, will be without fathers. So you destroy the family tradition. If a person destroys the family tradition, he's called getting sin. And I am not interested in being that type of person. Even you give me the whole three worlds, not to talk about earth. Now we are fighting for earth. But even you give us the three worlds also, I will not do. You see, he's saying that irreligion will come family. That is why actually this war, Krishna was trying to not do this war. He went to Duryodhana and said, give half kingdom. He said, no. Okay, give 5 villages. No. What you will give? I won't even give a single step of land to the Pandavas. Then Krishna says, then there is no choice. We have to fight. I am ambassador of the Pandavas. I have the power from the Pandavas that whatever I negotiate, they will follow. And you are not, so I, on behalf of Pandavas, is saying, if you cannot compromise, the Pandavas will fight. He said, no problem. I am ready to fight the Pandavas. I want to kill the Pandavas. You see how evil Duryodhana is. So in this way, we have to be very careful. In our own life, we don't do mistakes. So actually, Arjuna's thinking is, in a way, if we don't know better, it is correct. But on the other hand, later on, we can see what Krishna is telling Arjuna, that he should fight and not fight. So in this way, we have someone who is helping us spiritually. He will make us see the right way. We may actually feel this way, but when you explain that this is happening, the person who knows spiritual knowledge, he'll be able to guide you nicely. So okay, so we carry on. 41, 42, 43. Who would like to read?
Prabhu, 41 done.
41 done. Okay, 42, 43, 44. Who would like to read? Can read again if everyone has completed. Who would like to volunteer again?
May I?
Yes.
By the evil deeds of those who destroy the family tradition and thus give rise to unwanted children, all kinds of community projects and family welfare activities are devastated. O Krishna, maintainer of the people, I have heard by disciplic succession that those whose family traditions are destroyed dwell always in hell. Alas, how strange is it? How strange it is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts. Driven by the desire to enjoy royal happiness, we are intent on killing our own kinsmen. Hare Krishna.
Krishna, who would like to kill their own relatives and friends? None of us would like to do that, right? So in this way also Arjuna says that he's talking now how strange it is that we meaning Pandavas, he's also talking about Kauravas because it's also his family. We are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts, driven because of our desire to enjoy royal happiness. We are intent on killing our own kinsman. It is a very sad situation. I hope that none of us will come into such a situation. But Arjuna came into such a situation. So in this way, it is a bit tragic. So the reasons we are coming, Arjuna is a soft-hearted devotee. He becomes overwhelmed with compassion, forget himself when he sees his relatives before him. He has become fearful due to the material conception of life. Who would like to read this? Next one.
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Lack of enjoyment. Arjuna argues that he will not be able to enjoy his kingdom if it is won at the cost of the lives of his family members.
Okay. Who would like to read the next one?
You want me to continue?
No, let someone else.
Prabhuji, I read again.
Yes.
Fear of sinful reaction. He fears sinful reaction for killing his kinsman. Arjuna argues that killing one's family is sinful and will lead to hell.
Okay. Someone else read this?
I read, Prabhu.
Yes.
Destruction of family. Arjuna further argues that the destruction of the dynasty will lead to uncaste women, unwanted children. Huh?
Unchaste woman. Unchaste woman.
Okay, sorry. You,
yeah, unchaste.
Okay. Arjuna further argues that the destruction of the dynasty will lead to women, unwanted children, and the end of spiritual culture.
Yeah. So your spiritual culture gone. So if you are a person who is making spiritually, destroying the spiritual life of others, you will get a lot of big sin. Okay, who would like to read this? 145. Manju? Manju's not there. Yadupriya, you like to read again?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Okay. Text 1.45. Yadi mam apratikaram asastram sastra panaya dardarastra rane hanyus tan me kshema taram bhavet. Better for me if the sons of Dhritarashtra, weapons in hand, were to kill me unarmed and unresisting on the battlefield.
Thank you. So, he's telling that it's better that I give up, I resign and go and and I just go off. But if they don't allow me to go off, they're going to kill me. Let it be so. I'm willing to die. It's better than committing sins. Okay, who would like to read the last one? 46.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
46. Is it on the from the book?
from the book. It's not on the screen. Yeah, it's here. Can you read the Sanskrit also?
Okay. Sanjaya Vacha Evam Ukta Varjuna Sankhye Rathopashta Upavishta Vishriya Sasaram Chapam Sokha Samvigna Manasaha. Sanjaya said, Arjuna, having thus spoken on the battlefield, cast aside his bow and arrows and sat down on the chariot, his mind overwhelmed with grief.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
So Arjuna is very sad. Krishna knew that Arjuna is going to do this. Yet he purposely brought the chariot, because why? He needed to deliver the Gita. Okay. So here we have Arjuna. He was saying that my body is shivering, quivering. My mouth is drying. I feel dry. When you are unhappy, all these things happen. You feel shaky. Your mouth is, especially when you get a big difficulty, and then your whole body is trembling. My hair is standing on end, and then the bow is slipping from my hand. My skin feels like it's burning. I'm unable to stand any longer. I feel want to sit down, just give up. I'm forgetting myself. My mind is reeling. I only see causes of misfortune. So in this way, this is the beginning, first chapter. Tomorrow we will have the chapter, not tomorrow, next week. I was thinking today, 5 days week. Okay. Next week, we will talk about chapter 2. Chapter 2, we are going to cover in 2 weeks because it's a very long chapter. So we'll do half of chapter 2 next week and the balance in the week after. Okay, because it's a very long chapter. So we have to give a little longer time. And the subject matters are a lot in chapter 2. And since we are going detailed, so that by the end of this level 2, you will be actually becoming very expert in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so anyone wants the Bhagavad Gita kit, as you know, you can order. Okay, any questions?
Prabhuji,
Yes.
can we did we have assessment like that to do? There is a
quiz, you mean?
Yes, quiz.
Quiz, there will be a quiz, but I haven't got the posting from the admin yet. Hopefully by today or tomorrow they'll give me, then I post to all of you. Then you'll do the quiz.
In the group, Prabhuji?
Pardon? Yeah, I'll post in the group.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Any question on chapter 1? Or any comments?
Prabhuji, this is the level 1 we have done. This is the level 2, right?
Yes, this is level 2. Level 1, we did not do all of the chapter 1. Level 2, we are doing every verse. And we are giving you a deeper understanding.
Explanation.
Because if we told you in level 1 all these things, it's too much for you. At least in level 1, we give you a basic. So now in level 2, we give you deeper. Make you a little more studious.
Okay, understand, Prabhuji.
Understand, huh? Any questions so far?
Yes, Prabhuji. Who actually wrote Bhagavad Gita?
Bhagavad Gita actually is written by Vyasadeva.
Written by who?
Vyasadeva.
Vyasadeva. Okay. You mean Lord Krishna?
Because, you know, Bhagavad Gita, Vyasadeva is the one who wrote the Mahabharata, right?
Vyasa Munivar, right?
Yeah, Vyasadeva.
So it's the same person.
The same person, because Bhagavad Gita is in the Mahabharata.
Yeah, okay.
Correct?
All right. Okay.
Vyasadeva actually wrote a lot of books. He even wrote the this one, Bhagavatam.
Okay. Since that Vishnu Sahasranamam is also in the Mahabharata, that means it's also written by Vyasa, is it?
Is it in the Mahabharata?
Yeah, apparently it's in some chapter 147 or something, the Vishnu
If
Sahasranama.
it is in the Mahabharata, yeah, it's there. Vyasadeva is most of the literatures are written by Vyasadeva.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah. Any other question?
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayana, is it three of them is same?
Same person.
Same person, but they taken a different avataram.
No. You
No,
see,
is he?
Krishna
Okay.
is Krishna when he is at home, Vrindavan. When he goes to Vaikunta, he is in the office.
Okay.
So he has to, when you go to office, do you wear your home clothes?
Sorry?
When you go to the office, you wear office clothes, right?
Uh-huh.
When you do the office job, right?
So
when Lord Vishnu, when Krishna, he wants to do his office job, he wears very nice clothes and he goes to Vaikunta, and there he manages as Lord Vishnu.
Oh, Vaikunta is Lord Krishna.
Goloka Vrindavan is Krishna. Krishna is always with his family. So if we go Goloka, we become Krishna's family. If we go Vaikunta, if we are attracted to Lord Vishnu and we go back to the spiritual, Lord Vishnu is also in the spiritual world. When we go back to Lord Vishnu Loka, we do not come back to the material world, but we have only one relationship with the Lord as a servant of the Lord. But if we go to Goloka, Vrindavan, we will have we can be friends, servants, parents, or even lovers of the Lord. Because that's all in the Goloka Vrindavan. In a house, you have many relationships. But in the office, you have only a formal relationship. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So actually, that's why just now in the Gita chapter 1, Arjuna tells, "Oh Krishna, husband of the goddess of fortune." Goddess of fortune is with Narayan or Vishnu. Narayan Vishnu say, right? Understand, huh?
So all of them is same, huh?
It's same.
Okay. How about Venkatachalapati? Is it same?
Also Krishna.
Also Krishna.
He is Vishnu form.
Perumal?
Also Krishna.
Krishna.
Yeah.
Okay.
All Krishna.
Understand.
Okay. Any other question? Kavita, any question?
Yes, Prabhu, I have something to ask you.
Yes.
Just now you mentioned that we shouldn't be giving up our Krishna consciousness even in return of three worlds, and also that if somebody is doing something wrong, we should always stand by our principle.
Yes.
But sometimes, right, when something wrong is done to us, we somehow tend to grow the urge to do it back to them or give them back in some way. How to curb this urge and how to remain a good devotee at these times, Prabhu?
Okay, so you see, there are many, your question is a little bit vague, so I have to give you the different reaction. If you see something is being done wrong, okay, it can be being done wrong to you or it can be being done wrong to others. Okay, there are two ways it can be. If it is being done wrong to you, you have to defend yourself. You understand? You should not allow wrong things to be done to you. you should defend yourself, but you should not be angry defending yourself. And you should not be doing it as a revenge.
Okay, Prabhu.
You understand?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, if you see something wrong being done, you should report to the authorities. Yeah, because if you keep quiet, that means you are also implicated in the karma, because you see something being done wrong and you can actually report to the authorities, but you did not report to the authorities. That is also wrong on you. But another way is you are afraid that if you report to the authorities, the person will come and look for you and kill you. I mean, I'm being a little bit extreme, right? Huh? So you have to weigh yourself, see whether in a way it's better to take a little risk. You know? Yeah, so like that. Does that answer your question?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
So you should not get angry, and it should not be for revenge.
Okay.
It's only for self-defense.
Okay. Okay, Prabhu.
And later on in the Bhagavad Gita, as we go on, Krishna is explaining the qualities that we are supposed to have. So that's in the later chapters. So you have to get those qualities. Right?
So Prabhuji, you said that whatever that the people done to us, we should not agree with them.
Not say we don't agree. She's saying that the person hurting her.
Hurting means
Doing bad to her, yeah.
So bad to, yes.
So you should defend yourself.
Uh-huh.
Should not allow the person to do bad to you.
Okay.
But when you defend yourself, it should not be the person did something wrong, I want to do something bad to her because I take revenge on her.
So the revenge is we should not.
Revenge.
We should not have a revenge heart, revenge feeling.
Yeah, you should not have revenge, and you should not get angry also.
Okay.
Okay, when you get angry, you want to do revenge. It's actually brother sister. Correct, huh?
Prabhuji?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Kalini here.
Yes.
What does Krishna say about us having anger and revenge in our heart? What is his way of dealing with that? Thank you.
Later on in the other chapters, Krishna does come to those. So, do you need to know now, or can you wait for a while?
Can wait, no problem.
Okay, but anyway, in short, Krishna says, never get angry. Anger, lust, and greed is the 3 gateways to hell.
So Prabhuji, it's mean we still do sin, is it, in our life?
Wait. I finished Kalyani first.
Oh, okay.
Kalyani, lust, anger, and greed.
Yes,
so, anger, Krishna don't want you to get angry.
But it is inevitable, Prabhuji, because I'm talking about the real situation.
Yeah.
This person keeps on, doing something on and on and on, and then I try not to get angry. Of course, I remember what Krishna says, but it goes on and on and on.
Why don't you talk to the person and tell him that this is something I don't like? Can you please stop it?
I've told many times, doesn't stop, gets worse. Just ignore, and it gets worse.
Because
so I'm wondering,
maybe if it is a bit private, maybe you can call me and ask me tomorrow. Then I can explain how to handle the matter.
It's okay, Prabhuji, because I think I want to share this with everyone, but don't have to do it now.
What she does?
What bad she does. Something should not be done, like say we are neighbors.
Yeah.
We have to respect each other's space, right?
Yes, of course.
It's not happening. And when we try to talk to this person, he just ignores and comes back at us with the whole family, including the husband, like threatening, you know. So it's kind of strange. I don't know how to handle this. I mean, we have been praying.
Police report.
Oh, you think that we should do that? The thing is, like
Definitely.
what you said just now, there is still fear for us, because if we go and do that, these kind of people will be doing something else which might be life threatening.
You
That kind of
decide,
situation.
Mataji, you make a police report, and then the police will come and talk to her. They will actually frighten her and
Kalyani
stop her.
Mataji, there was a similar situation occurred to my friend. You
Yes, carry on.
Come again, Prabhuji?
Speak louder.
sorry, Prabhuji, is it okay if I
Yeah,
advise?
carry on. Tell you.
Yeah.
Also,
Louder.
yeah, there was a situation with. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can
There
hear
was a
you.
situation with my friend as well,
Yeah.
and what happened was while the nuisance was done to my friend, he also mentioned to the police the possible threats. So
Yeah.
it's a double complaint that you would need to make so that the police are aware of any possible danger that could come about as a result of your first complaint. But you would need to make the report because you tried your best,
Yeah.
you exercise composure, but this is not stopping and it's disturbing your family peace of mind.
Yeah.
So higher authorities must get involved.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
No problem. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Prabhu will know. Any other question? No, huh? Okay, I hope you learned something a lot today. So I will share. Anyone wants a recording, please let me know. I will send to you. I won't be sending in the group. Whoever wants, I will send to them. Okay? Okay, thank you very much. See you next week. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Krishna Kumari, you are asking questions, sorry. Krishna Kumari?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, I forgot you were asking question.
No, by doing that, I mean, by having this feeling, anger and revenge,
Yeah.
is it we still doing a sin
You know why?
in our life?
Yeah, you have anger and you have a revenge. You will hurt yourself as much, if not more.
I see.
Yeah, you will actually have this anger in you, which makes you consumes your mind, and then you cannot think clearly. You know what happened? There's true story in Singapore. There was two neighbors. The children were fighting, you know, and then the fathers of both came out and they started fighting. And then one of the guy killed the other guy. Real story. And the person died. And then the other person who killed went to jail. You understand, huh?
Okay, okay, Prabhuji.
It can become very, very bad. You know?
The angriness become a criminal.
Yeah, anger will make you, instead of walking away, you start fighting, and then the one fellow took the knife and killed the other fellow.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, that's why very dangerous. Okay?
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you
Okay,
so
Hare
much.
Krishna.
Hare
Everyone.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Good night.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you.
Namaskar, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna, everybody.
Krishna Prabhu.